between Portland and Oklahoma City. C.J. McCollum has a dozen. Home team has not lost in this series, but the home-standing Thunder trail the Blazers 50-46. Thanks to an 11-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes. It was a 7-point game for OKC, and all of a sudden it wasn't. American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Kenny, Shaq, and Charles. The American Express teammates are not teammates, but they are players from opposing teams, so I will call it not teammates. Dame Lillard was held without a field goal till late in the first half, has 7 on 2 of 8. Russell Westbrook has 13 in that matchup, which has been pretty captivating here through the first 3.5 games of this series. What are you seeing from the Portland offense, Jeff?
Well, I think overall, you know, this is why Charles and I think that this is a better basketball team that could get to the NBA Finals and has the ability. If they had Nurkic,
if they had Nurkic, it'd be a wrap.
Nurkic.
Close enough, Ernie. You know what we meant. No matter what we say, it's what we mean.
I just watched Vucevic. Now I got Nurkic.
Okay.
So, you know, but I think this is why we think. Because
you go, man.
Overall, Ernest, I'm waiting on you, Ernest.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm not even looking at Shaq
He already
anymore.
beat you, Kenny.
You know, I think
Ernest the champ.
because we always know that when you have C.J. McCollum on the team, you have another guy. Dame Lillard's over here as we watch. He's just resting. He's got both hands on his knees. He's not even in this play because he knows he doesn't have to do anything, but this guy can occupy space. He can create on his own. He's not even in the play, wasn't even trying to be in basketball play. We know that. But then the difference is now when he does have the basketball and it gets back to Dame Lillard, he has 4 other guys. Freeze it here. Freeze it. You got the roller in Cantor. You got Curry. You're never leaving a Curry open, ever. You got Harkless here, and then now you have CJ here. So now you have more opportunities and more people on the floor that can knock shots down and make him a more effective player, even though he's not shooting the ball well. Again, just give me guys who not only they occupy space, but they also are great players. He's not going to just stand out here, Cantor. This is why we like him. He has a nose for the basketball, a nose to score. This is why we feel the Portland Trailblazers are the clear and present danger to the Golden State Warriors.
Before we get to
the Golden State Warriors.
Let's go to Shaq because you're kind of staying on that same in that same vein on Dame Lillard.
Yes, we've had many debates on the shows. One of my favorite debates was who's the top backcourt. You know, so we always say Steph and Clay, Ball and Will, but these guys from Portland has always been number 3rd. And the reason why they've always been
they're number 2, Shaq.
Okay, but the reason why they've been the 3rd in the past because you've never seen these two guys play good together long consistently. Dame is having a bad game right now. Of course, he has the ability to pick it up, but if these guys can play like a Steph and a Clay for both halves, not just second half, they could, you know, do like that, then they will possibly go far. He still has to pick it up. You know, he has 7 points, you know, so I'm going to need both of those guys to pick it up.
So, number one, I would have loved to see this team with the big fella because shout out to the NBA, the general manager of Portland, going out getting Rodney Hood and Cantor. They got the best bench in the NBA. And in the second quarter, they had 5 bench guys out there. They took their 2 All-Stars out the game and played their whole bench like 5-7 minute stretch. But I want to say this about Dame Lillard. That, to me, was one of his better halves of basketball. Even though he's only 2 for 8, when they were down 6, 8 points, he didn't panic. He finally made a shot. You know, a lot of times you can tell he is not trying to compete with Russell. Russell is trying to compete with him. And Dame, I'm really impressed. He's like, okay, I missed some shots. We're down. I'm not going to try to force it. I'm not going to try to rush it. He made some great passes. And this team here, I'm telling you, they're going to the finals.
You can take that 2 for 8. You can take that 2 for 8, 7-point half. But I'll take the 25-point third quarter that he had.
He might get one.
See, that's
Bet that 1,000 you over.
No, see, that's why, Ernie, I'm so glad you say that. So you take that 25-point quarter he had last game.
Over a 2 for 8 first half.
Yes.
They lost. They're up 5 now, and he's 2 for 8.
Yeah.
So this is much better.
Thank you.
No,
Ernie, I'm not just a pretty face.
Not that.
But I was being a little sarcastic.
But
anyway.
superstars still have to show up. Now, come on now.
No, I'm saying, Shaq, he had 25 points in that quarter, but they lost that game. He's 2 for 8 and they got a 5-point lead.
Yeah.
The objective is to win the game, Goldfinger.
That was happened in the third quarter. It's not Goldfinger. He's the gold standard of NBA analysts.
Big old Oscar.
Welcome to the American Express Halftime Report. American Express, the official card of the NBA.
Hey, it's a game break, and it's presented by Budweiser. Now the main event, moments away.
Let's get ready to
Rumble!
Dame Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers, Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder, the 3-6 matchup. It's the only first-round series in which the home team has won every game. Russell Wilson knows it's going to be a great one.
Wow. Okay, Russ. Congrats.
Everybody going to be watching this thing as we welcome you inside Studio J in Atlanta on this Easter Sunday. Hope Easter was great for you. It was just a glorious day here in Atlanta. Absolutely beautiful. And
great.
We cap it off with a couple of games, and you just
watched.
watched.
That wasn't a game.
You just watched the Toronto Raptors.
Now this is going to be a game.
Set a franchise record with their third straight postseason win.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They'd never won 3 games in a row.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we said that this was the best Toronto team, at least I said this, in my opinion, even including the Vince Carter era. This is the best team from top to bottom.
No question.
That they've ever had.
Ties their franchise record, according to Hal Galima, because I misquoted the great Hal by saying that it said it.
Yeah,
It
when
tied.
you misquote, when you
tied.
said great Hal Galima, that was a damn misquote.
No, there's nobody better.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah. So now, what do we look for with Portland OKC? You got the star power in this one. You got the friction going on between Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook. What swings the balance tonight, Shaq?
Well, OKC has to do everything right. They have to play well. They have to play smart. And they definitely have to win the game. The pressure is on those guys tonight. I know Russ, him, and, Dame, they're going to be going back and forth. But, he's, I think, averaging 10 assists. He's going to probably need 15 tonight. Get everybody going first. And then every now and then, if you want to go at the other guy, you can, because that's part of the game, and that's what people want to see. But you got to do everything right, and you definitely got to take care of the ball at home.
So Portland wins the first 2 at their place. Oklahoma City goes 10 for 61 in Portland from 3, and then they come back and shoot nearly 50% from 3. They have their series high in assists. Get into the dynamic, both of you, about the difference between playing on the road and playing at home and the comfort zone you're in, and
put Chucky Brown.
Okay,
there's been a physical aspect.
To lock you up.
Chucky Brown.
There's been a physical aspect to this series as well. Ennis Cantor, in fact, said Shaq was sore the other morning when he woke up after the game 3 of that series.
Well, that's how you're supposed to feel. This is playoff time. Advance, maybe get to the finals, maybe win the championship. This is how you have to play. You have to play all out. Phil Jackson and the great Texas winners just say, if you're not sore when you're in the shower after the game, you ain't played hard enough.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, we mentioned this early in the pregame, is Paul George. Here's the guy who really has played at an MVP level during the regular season, and he has not had the clear advantage. Injury / not feeling well, or just off, or defensively. Whatever it is, he has not played to the level he's normally been playing up to. That, to me, will be the difference. Yes, 25 points per game, but 37% from the field, 28% from 3 is not a Paul George. Those are just, you're getting numbers. You're not getting numbers that are impactful. And he usually makes impactful plays. He makes impactful numbers. And I think between Lillard and McCollum, they have been impactful. And Cantor, he has to be impactful today. This is a swing game. This swings the series, this game.
Well, and like I say, to go back to my point I was making earlier, guys on the bench they're going to play better at home, those guys in Oklahoma City. I'm not worried about Dame or CJ or Cantor from one side of Portland. I'm worried about those other guys. But as far as OKC, Russ and Paul and Steven Adams, they're going to do something. Now, the key is going to be those other guys, and I think they will play better at home. I think this game is going to come down to the last quarter like the last game did, and no turnovers. And listen, this Russ rocking his baby and everything. Dame has been steaming for 48 hours thinking about that.
Do you think Paul George is sound physically? He tried to tell everybody earlier in the series,
Yo, man.
I'm pain-free now.
Yo, man, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for these. It's his time. Like,
I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. What you think this? I told you, Jason Day's wife said it best. Suck it up. Do not come out here whining. We are in the first round of the playoffs. These guys done played 100 games. We all tired, Ernie. Everybody's sore. Like my man said, like Shaq just said earlier, my man said he was sore after the game. Everybody is sore after 100 NBA games.
We don't want to hear it.
We don't want to hear that.
What I've heard, what I do realized is that when you're hurt and you actually step on the lines, then you're telling the world that you're capable, and you're capable of doing what you do. So no one will remember next year if you lose this series that you had a shoulder. They're gonna say you lost, you didn't play well, your team is not good enough. That's all they remember.
Or you let the people know that you hurt so they can use that excuse for you if you don't accomplish.
But in the essence of
he was hurt.
Let me tell you something. Paul George got a lot at stake.
Because
remember last year, first of all, he takes all that money. I think he
earned it.
No, he did earn it. He did it. But I'm saying last year in the playoffs, in the last game, he was like 5 for 25. So, and he called himself playoff P.
Yeah, that's a difference.
Well, you can't be calling yourself playoff P if you go 5 for 25 and get beat by a lesser Utah team last year, which they did. You got Russell Westbrook and Paul George and Steve Adams. You should not be losing to the Utah Jazz.
And a 3 for 16 game 3. He did have 22 points, but 3 for 16 from the field in Oklahoma City's win over Portland.
Yeah, like I said, it's been volume, not efficiency. And, he has been an efficient player throughout the regular season. He has been an MVP candidate, no argument about that. And we have to see that because he does have the advantage. He has the size advantage and he has a quickness advantage to get his shot off against the lesser, smaller guards of Portland.
And I like OKC in this game because if you look at the history of the Portland guards, they haven't played well together a lot. It's up and down. So far, both of them have been playing.
Oh, they're rolling right now, brother.
They're rolling right now.
They're rolling, brother.
So, which
this
means
is different.
One of those guards is due a bad game.
They're going to the Western Conference Finals.
They have lost 8 in a row on the road in the postseason in 17 of their last 15. I don't know. I think they had some success in getting those home and road numbers in his postseason career.
Oh, you were better at home, scrub.
Yeah.
22 on the road.
Better at home, you scrub.
It's the same, brother.
No, it ain't the same. 2 points better.
22, that's all you average?
I know you got
in the Hall of Fame.
I know you got Portland going to the finals. Do you have them in this game 4?
I like him in game 4 tonight. It's Dame Lillard coming through tonight. We're going to be rocking the baby the other way tonight.
Is that a guarantee?
Guaranteed.
How do you get in the Hall of Fame?
Guaranteed.
So you're about to see a 2-2 series here on TNT.
Anybody can do what you do.
I want to see Shaq.
We're taking you to the peak.
I want to see a real Hall of Famer. Oh.
Let's take a look at the current playoff bracket, and let's focus on the Eastern Conference. Boston Celtics, first team to advance with the sweep of the Indiana Pacers. Look at the Milwaukee Bucks, 1 win away from advancing. Look at the Philadelphia 76ers, Toronto Raptors. You're getting the theme, all in position.
13-2, I did the math, the Eastern Conference.
So
That's
how
a
about
heck of a
this
winning
one for you, Sam?
percentage.
Yeah, this would be the quickest. If these 3 teams advance in the next game, which would all be by Tuesday, this will be the quickest the first round has gotten finished in either conference since 2007.
Well, I got a feeling it's going to be the quickest since 2007. Because think about it. I mean, look, not to be facetious, but you're Orlando, you're going back to Toronto. Now, Toronto, remember that you beat them game 1. So do you not think they're going to be hyped? And then on top of that, it's a closeout game. Mm-hmm. So it's just going to be tough. And I understand what Eric Gordon's saying. Hey, our goal is to get this game 6 back at home in Orlando. If they can do that, yeah, the series could change. But it's going to be tough, man. Right now, when you're getting beat the way they're getting beat, and then they're just outmanned at every position out there. It's just tough.
For me, too, and the youth sometimes, I think, hampers what the reality is. Because now it's the playoffs, okay? And it's the little things. And I look at the game itself, and you say, well, how can you win a game against this Toronto team? Well, you're not going to outshoot them, okay? But when you're getting beat 50 to 36 points in the paint, okay, no fast break points. When I talk about manufacturing points.
Minimum free throw attempt.
Those are the ways that you give yourself a chance to win games because a lot of these things are effort plays, okay? And as a young team, that's something I think that you have to look at game plan-wise. say we got to do something a little bit different. We got to attack these areas right here because from the three-point shooting perspective, we're not going to get that. We're not going to have guys that be able to break you down and just beat you. But collectively, if we want to compete, these are the areas that we need to improve on.
They got to take away Kawhi Leonard and Pascal.
How you going to do that?
Well, you're going to have to double. Look, at some point, you got to pick your poison. You got to say, look, man, I'm going to make player A, B, and C beat me. And if they do after the series, I go shake their hand and say good luck in the second round. But I'm not going to let Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, I'm not going to let those two guys consistently beat me because, again, they can beat you. And they've proven that. You got to take those two guys off the game, and you got to make other people scores.
What about Norman Powell, Serge Ibaka, 7 for 9, 5 for 6 from the field? So you're saying you just want those guys?
Okay, well, guess what? I'm going to make those two guys beat me. Hey, they did it tonight. But, again, I already know what that guy right there going to do, Kawhi Leonard. It's a wrap. I mean, this guy's one of the top 3-4 players in the league. I cannot let him go 12 for 20.
Van Vliet, Norman Powell. These guys got better. They got more mature. In the past, even though LeBron is gone.
I remember something Scott Brooks said early on when he was coaching OKC with Durant and Westbrook.
But there's another game that we're going to be back here to have this same discussion.
Chalk it up.
After this, Portland,